Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last 10 months and counting, because the daily streak must remain strong, I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Ooh, perhaps I misspoke earlier. Today is not a Dr. Sherman office hours, or it might not be. Today is a coffee break with Dr. Sherman. I say that because, I don't know why, maybe it's the weather, I just feel rather run down. And I've got some paperwork and some things to handle around the site, so I'm guaranteeing 90 minutes for today. 90 minutes, a coffee break. If I somehow rally and we get a office hours out of this, I will be surprised, but I'm guaranteeing at least 90 minutes. Furthermore, before I begin the standard Q&A, allow me to start off with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Lucas, the intern, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. And then Junior Researcher Sally, Amber, Not a Chaos Insurgency Spy, Titanborn, Black Phoenix, Scarlet Fox VT, Notorious Gaming, Senior Researcher Alex, Zenith, Yellow, Master of Salt. Who else is present? That's Master of Salt again. Java name. So everybody who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being members of Site 42 here on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, Intern Gotcha, Intern Josh, Intern Tiger Claus, Intern John Smith, Intern Tornado Waffles. All of you, welcome to today's stream. Thank you for being here, just for being you today. Now, you might notice I'm wearing a rather spiffy television shirt here. This is the Reservoir Docs t-shirt, sponsored by friends of the channel, Site 42. That's right, we're sponsoring ourselves, people. And so if you want a t-shirt that has Doctors Clef, Kane Pathos Crow, myself, Sumerian, Kondraki, and Weddle, it is available at the scpstore.org, which is available inside our support link, which is pinned in the chat or the description. If you choose to purchase a Reservoir Docs t-shirt, we thank you for supporting the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by this next group. We are sponsoring them. Before we get where is Gears on that shirt, Master of Salt, Dr. Gears is kind of boring. While I recognize their helpfulness to the Foundation, I recognize their seniority, they are an excellent researcher, their design isn't super iconic. You know, you got Clef with the ukulele, the shotgun. Crow is a dog. Got myself with my colored hair and my pen spinning in my Hawaiian shirts. Sumerian, that is the mask would be proud of Sumerian suit. Kondraki, a little plain, but you got the butterflies. And William Wallace Weddle doing what he does best, failing miserably. Distracted. Okay, we're back. So, we are sponsoring, first and foremost, ongoing SCP Eye of the Beholder Season 1. This is an original narrative podcast with a full voice cast. I have heard episode 1 on Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcast, and iHeartRadio Podcast, and I enjoyed it. I would like to see what they have going on for the rest of their Season 1, the mysteries involved, including a little gay romance with anomalies, which I'm not all the way in charge of. Not the gay part. The gay part's fine. It's the fraternizing with anomaly, although it is an anomalous staff member, and so maybe that gets a pass. And furthermore, a cameo by your friendly neighborhood Keter, SCP-4051. So there's a lot going on in this podcast. I'd like to see what it is, and remember, when we support these smaller projects, I mean, this is a modest $12,000 budget for a season of an audio narrative podcast. That's pretty good. I remember Hymns from the Road by friend of the channel Radiger also had a similarly budgeted Kickstarter. Now, if we support these groups now, while they're learning their skills, they're building their connections, they are gathering resources, putting out smaller projects, that will give them the resources, skill, and connections to make bigger projects. So don't sleep on a little narrative podcast here, because, oh boy, what if there were a big project that debuted today? A big project that you see in the name of the title. Now I got sidelined. Yes, yellow. Radiger, as in Find Us Alive. Hymns from the Road was Radiger's non-SCP, but still supernatural stuff podcast. It was really good. Hymns for the Road, you should check that out. But here we go, people. We have been waiting, we have been talking about it, and it is time. The final trailer for SCP Galleonic, aka SCP, the anime, is here. We've been starving. We've been starving on the appetizers of 10-minute teaser clips. Just the smallest bit, and you could see there was quality there. But now, people, now, SCP the anime has a 1:10 trailer. Are you ready? I'm backing up as far as I can so I can get the full screen on here, people.
So, your choice. What will it be? I'll hold tight to what little I have.
Okay. Do we want to watch it one more time? Yes, we're going to watch it one more time. All right. First of all, did you see the dragons? Blink and you miss it.
So, your choice. What will it be? what little I have.
Oh, wowza. Wowza, I say. So, let's talk shop here. Let me get my ambience playing again. So, this show, SCP Gallionic, is getting ready for production. Now, we knew that this was going to be an expensive project because did you see the quality of animation there? This takes place at Site 19-2. Site 19-2 in this story is a city-sized SCP base in a very hazardous landscape where it can be kept secret. It contains over 100,000 anomalies. It contains, it's staff members, 100,000 staff members, as well as a multitude of anomalies. Let's see, where is it here? Over 100,000 active personnel and 1/3 of all actively containable non-indestructible SCPs. It is closer to a city than a laboratory. The story of this 10 to 20 minute short, depending on stretch goals. It's either going to be a 10-minute episode up to a 20-minute episode if they fully send it up. This thing has the person in the red jacket, a Matthew Vestergaard, who works as an accountant for Site 19-2. When his sister, Jane Vestergaard, a researcher inside the facility, is lost in a containment breach, the accountant and his buddy on the security team go inside to go figure out what's happening. Notable voice actors. Jake Walters is voicing Matthew Vestergaard. Someone you might happen to know called Hunter Peterson. Hi there, Hunter himself is playing the interviewer. Nola Klopp is Jane Vestergaard. Blythe Mellon is Virgil Castro. And Kat Protano is Jessica Persick. Furthermore, the team that is working on this production, I am looking for their credentials here so I can just list this for you. Are you ready? Where did you list where you worked before? I don't care about these. Here we go. This trailer was made with the help of some of our friends who have worked with various animation studios, which you might have heard of, like Studio Mappa, Toei, Studio Pierrot, Studio Sun Creature, and White Fox, on shows like One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Pokemon, Hoyo Fair 25, Dandadan, and Mushoku Tensei. And so, that's a lot. That's pretty hardcore. And so, folks, thankfully, with the pedigree of the staff working on this, I am watching the Kickstarter pledges go up in real time. Right now, it is approximately 1/3, just a little more, of being completed. It is up to you, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, to help us get the job done. I need you guys to pledge to this son of a bitch. It is linked in the beacons.ai/Site42 support link. Remember, beacons.ai/Site42 is where you can go to see not only Site42's various social media and merchandise stores, but if there is a Kickstarter for an SCP project that we're supporting, you can go to that Beacons link and you can see what's going on. So right now, both Eye of the Beholder, the podcast, and SCP Gallionic, which is SCP the anime, are on there. So you can go there, pledge your support. Remember, if you can't give money, you need to be the most rampant member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters. You need to share this in every Discord server you're a part of. You need to share it with all your friends at work and or school if you're in college or something, I don't know. You need to share this with your friends who like SCP. You need to get your friends into SCP. That way, you can then share it with them. You either fund it or you share it. That's fucking teamwork! And so, they are guaranteeing with this funding a 10-minute animated short. If they get stretch goals, it can go up to 15 or even 20 minutes. And using that as a platform, we will get future episodes of this SCP, the anime. This is the time, people. You have your orders. You know what to do. Dismissed. Well, not dismissed, because we're going to hang out here and do the standard Q&A now. I am turning to the chat. I am refreshing so I can see what's going on. I've already fulfilled them, Doc. Money pledged. Damn right, Titanborn. Good on ya. I have also dedicated my pledge for it. But, as I said, we are 38% of the way fulfilled. We need more people on deck. So spread it out far and wide. Give funds if you can. Remember, you don't have to give a lot, even if you just give $5. If a lot of people give $5, that's the job done. So don't worry if you can't give a lot. Do it. Beautiful art is needed in this AI slot-filled internet. I am so excited. You're damn right, 369 Destroyer. We have craftsmen. They are making the food. They are cooking, one would say. And we need to help them cook. All right, let me catch up with the donations that came in during the intro, and then we will move on to general Q&A. Grossaman, thank you for sending a torch to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure their way will be sufficiently lit by your generosity. Also, it's been a while, Grossa. Hope you've been doing well. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for your 8 months and your overseer status here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hey, Doc, just sent in my application to assist Mobile Task Force Sigma 9. I'm gonna be a flyboy, likely maintenance, though. Well, maintenance is an important track, so let's go with that. Haunted Researcher, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some tuna tartare on your way past the commissary. I'm late, explain please. The Kickstarter for SCP Gallionic, which is SCP the anime, made by people who have previously worked for studios who do anime, is now up and live. It is 38% fulfilled at time of speaking, and that's on day one. They are asking for approximately $85,000 to do this 10-minute short. They are at $32,000. We got to keep them going. They got good momentum. They got good motion. But we got to get them across the finish line. We just can't give them a strong start and then let it taper off. So keep an eye on it. Give it some hype. Share it around. Enderwolf Gaming, thank you for sending an owl to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure that the chat feels sufficiently wizened by its countenance. Heats Flamesman, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some tacos on your way past the commissary. How would you contain the 1000 THR Earth Mover from the 2020 hit indie game developed by RC Hakita Patala, Ultra Kill? When you get dealing with giant things like that, the only thing you can do is cordon off the area so people don't go near it and create disinformation campaign, blur it out in satellite imagery. That way, it's not seen by the public. Because otherwise, it's pretty hard to hide that. That's one of those things like Godzilla. If it shows up in a city, there's only so much disinformation we can do. Enderwolf Gaming, thank you for sending a marshmallow to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure their sweet tooth will be sated. Scotty Beastie, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some chili on your way past the commissary. I am failing to understand how all SCP-317 instances tie together. Could you please explain if that is possible? I read the file over 3 times. Well, 317, I'm not familiar with that just by its database entry. Let me take a look at what we've got here. Cretaceous physicist. So you're saying there's, how do they tie together? 317? You're talking about the Cretaceous physicist, right? It's a, cadaver of a sapient reptilian entity, tentatively identified as a previously unknown species. Subject was bipedal, female, 3 meters tall, wore clothing made from synthetic polymers. Subject also wore corrective lenses. Subject was largely herbivorous and had prehensile digits. In the 40 days between its arrival in Foundation custody, it's a death from a lactobacillus infection. 317-1 learned to communicate via a combination of sign language, crude vocalizations, and drawings. Interview sessions were had, drawings made by it are archived for basic anatomical figures. It's the personal effects of 317. A tunic, a robe, tool belt, tools, corrective lenses. And -3 is the fire damage remains and believed to have been a time machine. What do you not understand about this entity time traveled to us somehow? This reptile doctor. I think that's pretty straightforward to understand there, Scotty Beastie. Tell me what the issue with your understanding is, Intern Beastie. Haunted Researcher, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's containment hazard assessment team. I am sure they feel the love. Intern Loser, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's containment hazard assessment team to award them for their good work, but to inspire them that they can still reach silver or gold. Good work. Scarlet Fox VT, thank you for your 6 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Ravioli, ravioli, give me the formuoli. No, it's classified for a reason. Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to say, how would you contain spam to Neo without killing? Well, it's on strings. Tangle up the strings so it can't go nowhere. No freedom motif for you, funny man. Do 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 do. True God Fox, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's containment hazard assessment team. I'm sure they feel the love. Dr. Sherman, the fraternizers are returning. Send mobile task force members. Intern Croton. We don't need a mobile task force for that. On-site security will do just fine at arresting the perpetrators. We do not fraternize with the anomalies. Yellow, thank you for your level 1 researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. How would the Foundation contain Bugs Bunny? Oh, Toon Force. So, let me see if I can find a Toon anomaly analogous to Bugs Bunny. Desk, you got any in mind? While I'm considering this, Intern A Cow, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. All right, this could be interesting. SCP-7287 is a phenomenon occurring once every 30 days, where 2 random anomalies currently in containment will disappear. The anomalies in question will then be transported to an extra-dimensional space, where they will remain for 24 hours before remanifesting completely intact in their original locations. Debriefing of affected entities following their return has revealed little information about the nature of SCP-7287. The cause of SCP-7287 can be attributed to a group of apex-tier pluripotent entities designated collectively as 7287-1. The 7287-1 prefers items with certain characteristics including Keter-class items, humanoids, sentient entities, entities of a deadly or destructive nature. Oh, okay. So this isn't dealing with Toon Force. This is literally, the code name for this anomaly is Power Scalers, with an exclamation mark. It seems that power-scaling, reality-bending entities are abducting our SCPs 2 at a time, putting them in a fight, and then returning them back to Foundation custody. And somewhere in here, we discussed Toon Force regarding the things that were happening among these anomalies. That is unfortunate. So to answer your question, Yellow, and thank you for donating to continue asking your question, and grab yourself some meatloaf on your way past the commissary, because I assume the Toon Force would be a factor. You are absolutely correct that Toon Force is a big issue. And so what you're dealing with is really, if Bugs Bunny were in the SCP universe, it would kind of be like, oh, yeah, you're dealing with a Ulysses Donkman situation. That's who. Oh, don't do that. Don't lose all my tabs, please. SCP Ulysses Donkman. 4768 is a humanoid donkey. Refers to itself as Ulysses B. Donkman. And Donkman is not contained because one of our agents went to a bar, talked to Donkman for a while, and then just kind of walked away and let Donkman escape. Apparently, photographs or videos show it to be the Donkman, but if you are not looking at a photograph or a video, you see it as a non-anomalous human male. And so, yeah, we don't contain Donkman either. We try, but the same with Bugs Bunny. You just gotta... We'll keep trying, but it's gonna keep evading us because frickin' tunes. Hello from the UK. What is this stream about, by the way? Well, hello, intern Jim, and welcome to another Dr. Sherman's Coffee Break, a subsidiary of the Anomalous Broadcast from Site-42, where we discuss the inner workings of our place of employment, the SCP Foundation. That way you staff members can have your questions answered. There's a lot of questions when working for the Foundation. We contain a lot of anomalies. It's very dangerous work, but this is what we have to deal with. Intern Graph, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm proud of them for getting 3rd place, but I look forward to seeing if they can reach 2nd or 1st place. Intern Roxy, thank you for sending a bronze medal, so they continue to remember they could be doing better. Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to ask, how would you contain Agent 47? I am unfamiliar with the Hitman series overall, and so I don't know or remember what Agent 47's abilities are. Skills in Mastery of Disguise, Firearms, Stealth, and Hand-to-Hand Combat, Genius Level Intellect for Strategy, Infiltration, and Improvisation. So here's the deal. Those are not... all right, a genetically engineered super assassin. There's the anomalous part, at least. So I would recommend, A, that if we could get Agent 47 into a humanoid containment cell, that's all it would be. Because once the entity cannot disguise itself or shoot guns because it doesn't have any guns, if we have it in the cell, we're done. The problem is the getting it in the cell. The likelihood of that is very low due to it being on the outside, more likely to evade our mobile task force agents, as well as if it most likely we'd encounter Agent 47 breaking into a site for some reason. So yes, actually containing it would not be difficult. It is the getting it into containment that would be difficult. Intern Cool, thank you for sending a 100 to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will remember to keep it 100 thanks to your reminder. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for reminding me that there was a Ko-Fi notification that I didn't see earlier. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for your first donation to the Ko-Fi, making the effort. That way we get 97% of your donation instead of 70% of your donation. It's a big deal, so thank you for making the effort. I do believe that that was your first donation, too, so grab yourself some lightly fried fish fillets on your way past the commissary. Hey Doc, just realized a sad fact about me transferring to maintenance of Sigma 9. Out of character, I'm joining the Air Force. I see. So I'll no longer be under your command. I'm sad about that fact and I will miss being at your site. Well, it happens. People's career tracks take them all over the Foundation. But hey, we work together and we may work together again in the future. So make sure to take care of yourself and don't be a hassle to your next site director. I know we're not supposed to, but what would happen if we were to fraternize with the SCPs asking for a friend? Well, Intern Roxy, your friend would be demoted to D class, which is not a fate many enjoy. That's what would happen. Intern Happy, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Intern Bell, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Dr. Sherman, quick question. What do you think about Urban Shade, assuming it exists in the SCP universe? Well, Intern Risky, it does not exist in the SCP universe, but I have heard about this from Cultural Osmosis Online. And the answer is I enjoy any operation that is hiding and experimenting on anomalies and not destroying them. I do think Urban Shade is a little careless. I think they could be a little more professional in their work. But overall, not bad. 6 out of 10. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again to the Ko-Fi to ask, was I ever a nuisance to you, Doc? Well, I wouldn't say overly. I mean, dragons are, when they go in public, are always a risk to a breach of secrecy. I'm not going to say that didn't make me nervous. But overall, you were a pretty good employee, so I would give that recommendation to your next site director if they were asking. Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to say, anyway, you may be wondering how I survived. Well, my doctor helped me. I don't know why, but he's weird in a way because he always says I am the cure. I don't know why, though. Well, the good news is you can't, fire is a biological process, but it's not a biological process in a life way. It's more of a chemical process if you think about it. It's a chemical process. And so I don't know that 049's Death Touch would work on a fire entity. I'll have to consider that some. Intern 7, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Why you got rainbow hair? 'Cause it looks cool, Intern Crawfish. Fashion. Fun. Enjoying yourself. Does SCP-5991 count as a Jesus? Yes, Dr. Intern Untexture. Yes, it's called Vor Jesus. Obviously, it's a Jesus. Not my favorite Jesus. Do your short streams get converted to videos and like your style? Well, thank you for enjoying my style, Intern Roxy. It is important to upkeep the drip. Furthermore, yes, not Desk. Desk is who I talk to in the stream all the time. No, our editor Synth combs through the streams for clips, and we do utilize those for shorts. Does Doomslayer count as an SCP? Intern Void. The answer is no, because qualification 1 to be an SCP, are you anomalous? Doom Guy? Yes, anomalous. Number 2, is it on the SCP database? And I do not actually know if the Doomslayer is referenced on the SCP database at all. I wouldn't be shocked, actually. Doomslayer, Mark of the Doomslayer. Okay, so the Doomslayer is mentioned on the database. That's 2 qualifications completed. But it fails at the 3rd qualification, which is, it is not an SCP document on the SCP database. To be qualified as an SCP, it must be anomalous on the SCP database as an SCP. So Doom Guy, anomalous yes, but not an SCP. I see a Ko-Fi notification. Let me get that before I forget it exists. Dr. Darkstar, thank you for donating again to respond. Thank you. The perks of a human form alongside my dragon forms. Get to go out in public as long as there is another staff member watching over me. Make sure I remain in human form when in public. Yes, it does require a bit of focus, and distractions are constant in the real world. So yes, you must be careful. Can we have the Doomslayer as a mobile task force member? The answer is no, Intern Luke, for a simple reason. The job of the mobile task forces is to bring in anomalies alive for research purposes. The Doomslayer is not much for keeping anomalies alive, you might notice. They do much better under the service of the Global Occult Coalition. Intern Sank, thank you for sending a 6-7 to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure Desk twitched just a little bit upon seeing it. Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to say. Also, my doctor is the only guy who knows I caused the 2008 financial collapse. If you leak this info, I'll burn your coffee. Is that understood? You do understand that we are among more than 85 members of SCP Foundation staff right now. You just told that to a portion of people that is not just me. You made your own bed there, Heats Flamesman. You made your own bed. Is SCP-3812 the most powerful SCP? Close, Intern Luke. The most powerful SCP is actually SCP-6101. You'll see if you open the SCP-6101 document that the description literally starts with the sentence, SCP-6101 is the most powerful SCP. So, I mean, how do you argue with that? If an agent requested to become a D-Class, would it be allowed? I promise. I don't want to spam. I just don't know if you saw it. Well, nope. I had not seen that until now. Please remember, just general chat etiquette. Feel free to repeat your question if I see it, or if I don't see it. I mean, there are many of you here. I might not see your question the first time. Don't be afraid to repeat it. There's a slow mode on, so you can't spam. Note that if you are a member and you are immune to slow mode, make sure you don't spam with the privilege. Desk is always watching. Furthermore, yes, do consider that if you've repeated your question for, say, 20, 30 minutes, it might be that I'm not interested in your question. It could be too simple. It could be something I don't want to talk about for some reason. So do consider that maybe if you repeat it for like 20 minutes, maybe it's time to move on to a better question. Unless you really, really, really want that, then you can keep taking your shot. It's not spamming unless the desk warns you about it. When is pizza day at Site 42? Well, Site 36, if I look at the calendar for SCP 458, it looks like you guys are getting it next Friday, and we get it the Friday after that. So 2 Fridays from now is our pizza day. Could Sam Howell kill SCP-343? Easily, intern Luke, easily. SCP-343 is a reality bender. Remember, it's not God. It just claims to be. It is simply a reality bender with delusions of grandeur. A reality bender can bend reality within its reality, but SCP-3812 is a narrative bender, which means it has meta bullshit powers. And so it can ascend to the higher level above that narrative and just delete it off the wiki. So, that is much more powerful. Desk would like to remind you that not only does Desk maintain the law in chat, but if you pay attention when Desk speaks, sometimes you will see Desk answering some of the more common questions that we get all the time. That way, you can move on to other questions. In the SCP Foundation, what does count as God? Well, I mean, we contain multiple Greek gods, Roman gods, gods of every religion. We contain 5 different iterations of Jesus Christ. Sorry, no, we have 6 now. We have 6 different iterations of Jesus Christ. So, with that in mind, what is a god? What is a god to you? We don't really call them deities so much as we call them anomalies. Doesn't matter how powerful or not powerful they are. Anomalies are anomalies. Heats Flamesman, thank you for donating again to say, what is your least favorite SCP-001 proposal? Also, don't worry, I'm going to off everyone who saw that message after this stream. You absolutely will not harm anybody in my containment hazard assessment team, or I will douse you in the water nymph's pool. Furthermore, maybe instead I'll leave you with the absence of shark, because then you're in water, but also being bit by the not shark. And the not shark, since it's not a shark, it doesn't burn when it bites you, since you're made of fire. So yes, we'll go with absence of shark, in fact. And I don't necessarily have a least favorite SCP or 001 proposal. I don't consider art that way, you know what I mean? I mean, there's so many works on the SCP database, and yeah, I like some and I don't like some. That's to be expected when you have over 10,000 SCPs. But I can't really claim I have a least favorite, you know what I mean? That's just not the way I think about these things. Oh, unless we're talking about that thing. That's my least favorite. Dr. Sherman, if the SCP Foundation has many gods from many religions, then, as a Buddhist, can we have the Buddha back? Do we have the Buddha in containment? Which SCP is the Buddha? SCP Buddha? 2781 is the anomalous people who have attained enlightenment. Refers to beings in Mahayana Buddhism who have reached enlightenment but vows to save all other entities in suffering before becoming a Buddha. So they are not Buddhas, they are just enlightened pre-Buddhas. So yeah, if you want to go for SCP-2781s, I'm sure we can spare one of those depending on what site you're at. How do you flip your pen like that? Well, Intern Pixel, you have just unlocked today's pen spinning tutorial. You hold the pen between your fingers. You turn it sideways. You turn it sideways. Once you get it sideways, you can catch it with a finger. Boom. Sideways catch. You go over, over, under, under. Over, over, under, under. You could also do it the other way. That way, you can practice both directions. If you do it with your palm up, then gravity helps keep the pen in your hand. If you do it palm down, it's hard mode. Gravity is trying to steal the pen. Do this with both hands in both directions. Practice, and you will get good. Does he do this every stream? We do not do a pen spinning tutorial every stream. It is not asked for every stream, but once at a time. Dr. Dark Star, thank you for donating again to the Ko-Fi to say, please let me have one last pizza day at this site. Well, that would be not 3 days from now, but 10 days from now. So is your transfer within the next 10 days, or will you still be here for pizza day? Fix Fishy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself a handful of marshmallows on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, what is your favorite explained SCP? What about your favorite hub, and why do you recommend it? Finally is Charlie, your lovely buddy, Anomalous. Finally, your hair colors look like that one model of the world's largest gummy worm, which I'm quite fond of. My hair looks like a strangle fruit, you say? Furthermore, explained SCPs for favorites. Let me go to the explained section on the database. Do any of these stand? I mean, I'm not going to say the one I wrote, SCP-2700-EX. That would be cheating. I think I'm going to go with today, I'm going to go with SCP-8000, which is Dungeons and Denial and Dysphoria in Dragons. This is where the SCP Foundation believed, or at least a researcher in the Foundation believed Dungeons and Dragons to be anomalous because I think it turned their kid trans, they thought. And back in the 80s, people didn't really know that it wasn't a anomaly that happens. They were unrelated, and Dungeons & Dragons is just a game. And so yes, that is right up there with the time that SCP-1851-EX, which is when the Foundation maintained slavery because of an anomaly that we considered was black people wanting freedom. Yeah, you gotta remember that the Foundation is not always the good guys. So, yeah. That's why those are my favorites, because it makes you remember, oh, we're not always the good guys. We gotta be careful and do good things. Ugh. I don't really have a favorite hub, so I don't have a good answer for that. And we have not fully discovered if Charlie, otherwise known as Puppy of Interest 42, is anomalous or not. We haven't found any anomalies yet, but you never know when they're going to show up. Oh, yes, Skittles. I didn't actually answer your question because I got distracted. If an agent wanted to become a D-class, we would put them on psychiatric hold as to why they would want to do something so stupid. So probably we would not allow that. Zenith, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi. We appreciate that effort. Grab yourself an ice cold glass of melonade on your way past the commissary. A bunch of us are playing bingo based on previous blank. What, do we have like a stream bingo going? Yes, Zenith, I did in fact say melonade. Melonade is the preferred drink of one anomaly known as Homestar Runner. Yellow, thank you for donating again to ask, if Deadpool was an anomaly with the Foundation, contain him or use him for a task force? Well, Deadpool is an anomaly, but not an SCP. Thank you for donating again to clarify your typo. God, the YouTube Super Chat keyboard is so broken. I mean, yes, Deadpool is anomalous. Don't get this wrong. Not an SCP, but yes, anomalous. Furthermore, I would recommend and suggest... Mr. Wilson probably would not be very trustworthy as an agent. So I would likely keep the entity bound and gagged for my mental health. Desk would like to point out, researching Deadpool, you have to chop him up into multiple parts. Said parts would be put in multiple different jars, containers with acid to neutralize the regen. Once that is done, he's trapped. Object class Euclid. Sounds great. Luke does stuff. I have never talked to Dr. Bob. Among the animation channels, Dr. Bob is one of the less egregious entries. But we have never interacted. Could the Foundation contain Chuck Norris? If so, what would the classification would he be? Intern TP. I am under the impression that Chuck Norris actually contained the Foundation. Just one kick in the entire Foundation in a box. It was crazy. I did miss Dr. Darkstar's Ko-Fi in between the two. Thank you for clarifying, Dr. Darkstar. I haven't got the transfer paperwork yet, nor have you. I'm guessing by you only now learning about the transfer. That's correct. I've not received any official documentation of this yet. I'm going by your word. So, per maybe haps, we will see when the paperwork goes through what your transfer date is and if you will still be around for the pizza day. Otherwise, I would have to call in a favor with 36 to get the pizza day bumped up a week. And then we would have to find something to trade with them to make it worth their while. It's a lot of site director on site director hassle. Nice stream music. I agree, researcher Ella Sprite. We are currently listening to Tangled Web by Slowgramming. Slowgramming, of course, the creation of SCP author, friend of the channel, and experimental musician Billith. Billith's Slowgramming project has many musical tracks made about SCP stories themselves. Check out Slowgramming on YouTube, SoundCloud, and Spotify. And thank you to Billith for both allowing us to use your music for stream ambience, as well as making a proper playlist. That way we got a nice smooth transition through everything. If a big film company wanted to make a film about the SCP Foundation, would it be better as a movie or a series? Intern Cartoon Cat, let me address this by saying, ¿Por qué no los dos? Because what matters is not the format, or what matters to the format is the story you tell in it. There are SCPs that would be better suited as a movie or better suited as a series. Such as When Day Breaks. That is such a world-encompassing scenario that you could do both, actually. You could have a movie about When Day Breaks and an explorer doing things, or you could really make a Last of Us, journeying, trying to stay out of the light, wearing your cover-ups, not getting attacked by the flesh monsters. So you've got those. It just depends on the story you want to tell, because I want to see both. I want to see movies and I want to see series. How do we discover when day breaks? Intern Roxy, I am fairly sure. Let me double check. Nope, I want the actual document, please. Yes, I do not. There is no in-universe explanation to When Day Breaks of how we got this information. What I would recommend then is that we know about it through peering through some multidimensional anomalies that fill us in what happened in other universes. For instance, if you look at Lily's proposal, which happens to be my favorite SCP 001. And now I need to go back to LILY. It was discovered through various pieces of information gathered from extra-universal foundations and other similar groups. See attached document 001-A for a list of such communications. So we know that Lily's proposal happens in other universes because of conversation with alternate universe foundations, because of conversation with other groups of interest. Yes, I see you. I see you. Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, has decided to visit the stream, everyone. We don't know if you're anomalous yet. The tests have been inconclusive. The tests have been inconclusive. But Charlie is still the sweetest pumpkin here at Site 42. That test was exactly as clear as it needed to be. Okay, little one, scamper off. Oi. And now that I have run out of wipes, my allergy pills will not suffice, so Dr. Chair, keep them entertained while I go wash my hands. Allergies ahoy. I see. A visit from Agent Charlemagne as well. Bye, Agent Charlemagne. Oh, Dr. Chair, Agent Charlemagne got you all turned around. All right, welcome back. Refreshing the chat, making sure I didn't miss anything. Very good. Dr. Sherman, that's a really cool shirt you got there. It looks comfortable and fashionable. Where'd you get it? Well, Intern Hunter Mark, we are at the hour mark of today's stream, which leaves 28 minutes left, unless I feel a big rally of energy. So it would be pertinent to say at this hour mark that we are sponsored by Site42, our release of the Reservoir Docs t-shirt featuring Alto Clef, Kane Pathos Crow, Dr. Theron Sherman, Dr. Jeremiah Cimmerian, Benjamin Kondraki, and William Wallace Weddle. And so if you want to get an SCP Foundation t-shirt that is not just an SCP logo, you can go to the scpstore.org, and there you can see this among other Site42 shirts. Desk is also coincidentally wearing his Reservoir Docs t-shirt as well. So we are twinsies. I'm sure you can see. Very twinsies. You mean Wallace Weddle? Yeah, Kitty Flight. William Wallace Weddle. That's his name. Only y'all nerd, bro, y'all weird. Intern Carson, you're at the SCP Foundation. If you're not a nerd, you need not apply. I mean, we're a scientific organization that contains the anomalous. You do not expect the not smorts to work here. Nerd is not an insult. Furthermore, in case you missed the start of stream and our stream subject, what do I mean by SCP the anime? I mean SCP the anime. SCP Gallionic opened its Kickstarter today. And yes, we're going to watch the trailer again, because the trailer is fire. So here is the full screen. Here is the trailer.
So, your choice. What will it be? I'll hold tight to what little I have.
Some of that animation looks so good. SCP Gallionic, now active on Kickstarter, with another $2,000 added on to it since we started stream. They are at 33,500 out of 85,000, so they are 39% of the way there. If you have not pledged, and you can pledge, go to beacons.ai/site42. A link to the Kickstarter is there. We need the team of people who have previously worked on One Piece, Jujutsu Kaisen, Mushoku Tensei, Dandadan, etc. to be making an SCP anime. So please I'm begging you, Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters. If you can donate, donate. If you can't donate, share it everywhere it. Share it everywhere it. We need to get this around to enough people that it happens. You are correct, 369 Destroyer. That music is great, by the way. That music is solid. One of their stretch goals is an ending song at the end of the short film with an original score and a fitting mood. I would love to hear what they're composing for an original song finish if they're going that hard with the incidental music. All right, returning to chat. Refreshing to make sure I didn't miss much. Zenith, thank you for your donating again to the Ko-Fi. And you said, I got the first bingo. Ah, congratulations. I have obviously not looked at this because I do not want to accidentally push the results one way or another, of course. I don't want this to be like sports betting where, oh, if I'm in the game and I bet on the game, blah, 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 that's illegal, that's a crime. So no, I'm not looking at the bingo, but I wish you all the best of luck. I really want to see SCP combinations such as Many Winged Angels and the alarm clock that gets louder in the SCP anime. Well, I do know one of the tiers of membership, and it's actually the tier I picked, perhaps. If you donate at the tier that's approximately, it's 169 euros, so around $200. There is a poll that's going to come out, and you can choose from that poll which SCP is going to be in the anime. So, that is something to pay attention to if you want to support at that level to get a vote in that poll. Obviously, it's not guaranteed, but hey, it's something. Hello, my name is Karen. I love your hair. Well, hello, intern Karen, and thank you for the compliment on my fashionable do. Do SCPs feel loneliness? Well, intern Harrow, that depends on what SCP you're speaking of. I doubt that SCP-067, a fountain pen, for instance, feels anything, let alone loneliness. But humanoid, animal anomalies, those, especially ones with a need for socialization, probably can feel loneliness. My sister wants to know which is more dangerous, being a researcher or a Mobile Task Force agent. Well, the Mobile Task Force agents are exposed to more danger overall, but they are also more trained in how to deal with those situations. Being a researcher, we do a lot of studying and have a lot of precautions, but we're not much for the heat of battle, so I'd say it's 6 of one and a half dozen of the other. Oh, what is that? Interesting. Is it in here? Ah, yes, it is in here. Got it. Refresh. Intern Nano Flint. Whoever you are, thank you for replying to my comment on the SCP Galleonic Kickstarter. The more interaction we have with that, the better it will do, so thank you for replying to me. Of course I left a comment. I might be the site director, but I am still a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters as well. Yellow, thank you for donating again to ask, are there any live-action SCP projects that need backing? I'll be supporting the anime, but I'm feeling generous. Right now, the two Kickstarters that I have tabs on are the audio narrative podcast, Eye of the Beholder, and then the SCP Galleonic anime. The next upcoming live-action Kickstarter I'm aware of is going to be for Keter Labs' SCP Containment Breach, the movie. And so that one is going to be a big one, because they are trying to make a feature film. And remember, Markiplier just made the Iron Lung movie. Do you remember what the budget was for Iron Lung? Iron Lung's budget for a feature film, a one-character, basically, movie in one room, was $3 million. And so, yeah, if we want a feature film in SCP, we better know what we're getting into, people. I'm sure that they are not going to be asking for $3 million, but they might be asking for $3 million. So we got to keep our eyes open and we got to keep our wallets open for when Keter Labs is ready. Dr. Sherman should get $3 million so we can make SCP the movie. You know, if I were to be given $3 million, I too would make SCP the movie. Yes, that is what I would do with that. BRB, I'm going to pull this up on my phone so I can do chores. Multitasking. Love to see it. That's the talent of a Foundation staff member. Let's see here. Oh, that's bright. Yeah, everyone needed to be flashbanged in the face, didn't they? Woof. They need to make like a Funko Dr. Sherman, Dr. Clef. You know, the next upcoming piece of SCP merchandise for Site-42 is going to be the second run, version 2 of the Dr. Sherman plush. We agreed between myself and you guys in the chat that that would be the next piece of merch to celebrate the 1-year anniversary of Stream, which is in approximately 2 months. So the Dr. Sherman plush is next up in line, but we can keep, you know, a lot of YouTubers work with that U2 brand, the U2's brand. Maybe we'll, down the line, do a U2's. Limited or permanent? This plushie is going to be another limited run. That's the way the plushies work through the SCP store. The ones of the SCP specifically, Float 999 and stuff, those, James, the guy who runs the store, Forlorn Foundry, picked up a whole bunch of so he could keep a steady supply, but for the creator runs, they are limited by order only. So they're a one-time order. Once they're done, they're done. But don't worry, we will have a 30-day time limit, and I will tell you daily, hey, there's a plush, get your plush or else. But yeah, it's going to be a limited run, just like the last time we did the Dr. Sherman plush. If we sell out of the plushies, then I will push a little bit for a Clef plush deal, chat. Well, first and foremost, remember, we can't sell out. That's the point is they're made to order. So we'll be able to order as many as we want, but then that'll be a one-time deal. James the Rail Fan, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot chocolate on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, the Dust Bowl came back. It's really windy outside. And 0343, the dust. Well, I mean, I've got rain here at Site 42. I don't have dust. I guess there's all sorts of crazy weather out there right now. Hello, Dr. Sherman. Dr. Zora here from Site 19. And I need to know how much you have gone through amnestic treatment, asking out of curiosity, of course. Well, it's hard to remember. But, no, I've undergone minor amnestic treatments here and there over my time at the career. Who hasn't at the Foundation with the horrors we see? Why do I remember there being a Dr. Sherman Funko Pop? It was in one of those summer shirts with the palm trees. If there was a Dr. Sherman Funko Pop, I was not involved in the making or marketing of it. Perhaps this was an alternate universe Dr. Sherman. There is no canon after all. Intern Dinah, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a smash burger on your way past the commissary. How to contain the archipelago of blue steel. Well, I don't know what that is, but let me see if Google gives me a hint. Archipelago of blue steel here. What is this thing? Database, tell me. A Japanese manga by Arc Performance. Humanity versus sentient alien battleships. Okay. So, I mean, if you want me to contain the title of the show, if you want me to contain the archipelago of blue steel, then what I would need is I would need to destroy all copies of the files of the manga and provide a disinformation campaign and amnestic treatment to those who are familiar with it so that they did not understand that a show there. And yes, they probably meant arpeggio since that's what it seems to be here on the wiki. I remember Dr. Sherman Funko Pop 2, Mandela Effect Sherman. I don't know, man. This is a real Berenstain Bears situation. Otherwise, Intern Dinah, then your containment of these ships has got to be very similar to one of the many anomalous and sentient ships that the Foundation contains. Because, boy, between the Bismarck and the Vampire Boat, we contain a lot of living ships. I mean, Siren Head is a living ship. Intern Nixora. SCP-173, the Sculpture, and SCP-096, the Shy Guy, if they were placed in the same room, you must remember that SCP-173 doesn't have eyeballs. It's not alive. And what that means is it literally cannot see 096's face. Which means it would just keep breaking 096's neck and other bones, because 096 wouldn't attack it. So it's kind of a one-sided fight. 100 stars. Thank you for sending 2 100s to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I hope the chat has enjoyed the 100s and they are continuing to keep it 100. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I just want to thank you. Lost my granddad on Sunday to cancer. He was basically my dad. Your streams have been grounding today and yesterday. Thanks for bringing the positivity. I am so sorry to hear that, Dr. John Smith. That is very sad. I relate. I, too, lost a grandparent recently, actually. That was just this past weekend, so oof. So yes, I sympathize, I empathize. Continue to take care of yourself, and I'm happy to help in what ways I can. I haven't seen you since 2020. Oh, God. Oh, no. Intern people. So that would be probably 6 years and 40 pounds ago. Oh, me, oh, my. Well, I'm still at it. The SCP Foundation is kind of a life sentence. Oh, Puppy of Interest Charlie has found something interesting.
She's playing with Sherman.
Ah, Agent Charlemagne and Puppy of Interest 42 are having drills. That's good work. My searching for a Dr. Sherman Funko Pop references itself to either the original Dr. Sherman plush, which can be purchased on SCP Store. Actually, it can't. It's funny, the listing is still there, but it is out of print. I think it's just there as a reference to it had happened. Or a Peabody and Sherman Funko Pop of all things. The 11th, and of all things, the 11th Doctor Funko Pop. Well, if I was to be related to a doctor, I think it would either be... I think 11 would be the most likely. But you guys can vote in on that as well if you think I'd be a different timey-wimey bastard. Furthermore, I have the Peabody and Sherman Funko Pop. Because, you know, you get your name's Sherman, you're getting that as a gift at some point in your life. Dr. Sherman, is there any universe without SCPs? Intern Vaxxed, I do believe there are some where there are no anomalies. In fact, the tale Quiet Days on the database, the tale Quiet Days on the database is about a universe where all anomalies, one day, just stopped being anomalous. And so at that point, the SCP Foundation closed down because what else was there to do? The anomalies are gone. We have a reading on the database of Quiet Days if you want to give that a listen. I may have mistook the Tillion, number 87, Funko Pop as Dr. Sherman. It seems the most likely. Possibly. The Dr. Sherman look can be kind of interesting because it is just a lab coat and Hawaiian shirt. The pen, if you're feeling nasty. And for instance, I think it was the end of Owl House. There's a character that looks a lot like me. It's one of the characters aged up for the ending or something like that. But we all did the Leo snap when it was like, oh, is that Dr. Sherman in the Owl House? That was very entertaining. Yeah, if you look at this picture of the ending of the Owl House, and you just scroll across, I guess spoilers for the Owl House. I've never seen it, so I don't know what kind of spoilers there are. But if you just scroll across, you're like, yeah, there's a lot of characters. They're having a good time. Oh, what a happy wave goodbye of everybody. Hey, wait. Who's that guy? What's his deal? So, yes, that is what we were talking about. I see it, oh my god, Lamau. Right? Yes, especially when I hadn't dyed my hair yet. It's just like, oh, that's just me. I wonder if someone at the Owl House is a Site 42 fan. Dr. Sherman, when did you get in there? Listen, Mystic Flower, my mission to the Owl House required heavy amnestics. I don't know what I was doing there. What is going on with an anime? What is happening? Oh, 100 stars love. I'm so happy you brought up the stream subject, so I have a reason to talk about it again. There is a Kickstarter right now, opened up today, for SCP the anime. It's called SCP Gallionic. And now that you've mentioned it, we can see that this team, who has previously worked on frickin' One Piece, JJK, and Mushoku Tensei, they are nearly halfway to their goal, day one. We gotta help them get up there. As such, I will stop the ambiance and we will watch the epic trailer again.
So, your choice. What will it be?
I'll hold tight to what little I have.
Woo-wee! So yes, go to beacons.ai/site42. The very first link is the link to the Kickstarter for SCP Gallionic, aka SCP the anime, aka let's fund this frickin' thing already. It is currently at 40% of its goal and climbing. We need more! More DACA! Intern Skit, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure that they will appreciate the award while retaining their humbleness and continuing to work toward a silver or a gold. Hi, I've always wanted to talk to you. I'm a huge fan. Well, very nice to meet you, Intern Hope. Good to see you in the chat. Remember, we stream daily, so feel free to continue to come to Site 42 for the daily streams. I will when I have the money. Lanny the Demon Angel, we have 37 days to get that thing funded. So, you got time. And remember, even if you can't afford to donate to it, make sure to share it around. Make sure to Mobile Task Force Site 42 codename Signal Boost that son of a bitch. Because we got to get the word out. Dr. Sherman, the SCP Foundation doesn't feel scary anymore. Well, that's good news. If you're scared of everything, you're not very effective as a researcher. So by demystifying it slightly, we find our way to be better researchers, more even-handed. It's a good thing. What happens if the Shy Guy is stared at by an immortal being? Intern Shroom, we've done that before. We showed SCP-682 its face 096 scratched at 682 with all its might, but 682 kept regenerating. And therefore, 096 eventually gave up, had a bit of a mental breakdown about it, and then just stopped. I wish I could support, but I don't have any money or friends in the fandom. Well, intern Stokrotka. Intern Stokrotka. Intern Stokrotka. 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 Intern Stokrotka, you should go to other SCP community spaces, Discord servers, subreddits, frickin' Amino, I don't care. You know what? I'm even gonna say it. Go share it in SCP, Roblox, and Minecraft places, okay? I might not enjoy Minecraft and Roblox, but we cannot deny the fact that there are a lot of people there. Amino is dead, dude? Cool. Then take Amino off the list. But, yeah, I don't know. I never went there. I only heard about it. Tumblr, intern Marionette. You are correct. Tumblr. Wherever SC people are, we need to share this. I'll even share it on Facebook. That's right, even on Facebook. And share it where SCP or not. We'll make them fans. You're damn right, Desk. You're damn right. Instagram, yes, Ella Sprite. If you share it on Instagram, all I did was I screen recorded the teaser trailer, and I shared that all over. $100 stars love. Thank you for adding a makeup brush to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I bet they feel bonita. Intern Kuro. Dr. Sherman, are there any Valentine's-specific SCPs? You're darn right they are. And in fact, what you want to check out most of all is the SCP Holiday Hub. The SCP Holiday Hub is the place on the database where you can find the SCPs for every holiday that's celebrated that we have an SCP about. So April Fool's Day, Arbor Day, birthdays, Carnival of Venice, Christmas, Day of the Dead, Easter, Father's Day, Fiestas Patrias, 4th of July, Halloween, Hanukkah, Lunar New Year, Mid-Autumn Festival, Mother's Day, National Liberation Day, New Year's, Qingming Festival, Thanksgiving Black Friday, St. Patrick, Sinulog, Swiss Carnival, Valentine's Day, Yom Kippur, and anomalous holidays. So yes, the SCP Holiday Hub has your SCP holiday needs covered. List doesn't even have Talk Like a Pirate Day. List is lame. You got a point there. You got a point there. Say, is there a pyromaniac SCP? Well, intern Shroom, SCP-457, is literally a man made of fire. So, kind of? I'm not if the comments are going too fast or mine are just not being sent through. Well, I see your comments, intern Cheyenne. It just seems that, there are over 135 people here in the chat right now. Is there any chinchilla SCPs? Chat, are there any chinchilla SCPs? Are there any chinchilla SCPs that we know about for some reason? I wonder, Intern Kendra. Oh, Avari, you might be correct. George the Chinchilla Pal, SCP-3086, George the Chinchilla, who is an emote in the chat for members. SCP-3086 is right there for you. It was the first SCP I ever personally wrote, so, it's got a warm place of honor here at Site 42. What did I just come into? Well, Intern Mata, we are having a coffee break with Dr. Sherman of the SCP Foundation. That's me. I am answering you, the Foundation staff members, questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment that we work at. So if you have questions about your job here at the Foundation, I've hopefully got answers. Excited for spring, Doctor? Well, yes. Specifically today, I'm excited for spring because I had to go outside today in the cold, cold rain, and I'm very grumpy about it. So yes, let's continue towards spring and warmth, please. Oh, didn't mean to do that. And we're back. Double checking notifications here. All clear. Orange Cloud, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a nice latte on your way past the commissary. My Fazbear military droids are busting a movie in VIP Plus, which is in the lower levels. Busting a move, not busting a movie. Busting a move in VIP Plus, which is in the lower levels. Don't ask me to stop them. I don't have high enough clearance to go down there or to enter VIP Plus. I don't remember approving a VIP section. Why would a research site have a VIP Plus section? We're not de club. We're not an upscale restaurant. Honestly, the busting a move, quirked up style, is the least disturbing part of that question. After we're done, I need to go look at the site blueprints. Opinions on using non-nuclear methods for site detonation? Intern Dinah, depending on which universe you are in, the SCP Foundation did away with on-site nuclear warheads years ago. We already moved to non-nuclear alternatives for the detonation of sites. Again, depending on the universe that you're in. Experiment's gone wrong. Thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some cheesy poofs on your way past the commissary, and I'm glad that you can't send images in chat for the very reason of what you just tried to do. All right, demoting experiment's gone wrong. Got you. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to clarify. It's like a party room for O5 members or those of equal clearance. They kept it on level 9, level 1 being ground level, and level 14 being as close as it can without being affected by magma. Okay, when you say it like that, I can see it's more of a executive lounge, so to speak. Okay, that clarifies things. Perhaps it's just labeled differently in the blueprints or to the colloquialisms of staff. What do I need to do if I want to make an SCP? Besides AI is dumb and nothing sexual. Do I need to read all the popular ones, know all the basic lore or something? 100 stars love. Making an SCP, the most important thing is to work on your writing, albeit writing classes, practicing, writing fan fiction, doing D&D, and like making your campaign. That's how I got a lot of writing practice in. From there, reading enough of the SCPs, not to like get the popular ones, but to understand the format, because what you're doing is you're taking a story and then you're putting it into the SCP format, which is highly restrictive. And so you need to work with the format to build your story. A great way to get an ear for this is to go to friend of the channel Raddiger on YouTube. That is Raddagher. Raddiger is your favorite SCP YouTuber's favorite SCP YouTuber. And Raddiger has a series going right now breaking down SCPs from a critical writing lens. That would be very good for you to listen to and get some ideas going on that. And when you watch those videos, tell Rad that Dr. Sherman sent you. I feel like this would help by putting this point in, but basically reading the SCPs that are similar to the SCP you're trying to create also helps. My SCP similar themes to SCP-2006, hope this helps. You've got to put, good point, Lanny the Demon Angel. While you shouldn't plagiarize, parody anything on the wiki for your own article, seeing how other people wrote similar stories can be a help in guiding you for making yours. So you can take a little inspiration from someone else's story and use that to help craft your own. $100 stars, love. Thank you for sending a 100 to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure that chat will continue to keep it 100. Intern Doob, thank you for sending a 100. I'm sure that chat will continue to keep it 100. What's it take to be put on a task force? Well, Researcher Sprite, your task force members are usually the best of the best of the best, sir, from armed forces. And they are taken in due to their specialties and utilized in scenarios with the specific task force's missions that they best align with. It is not normal to go from researcher to mobile task force member. Now here in the chat, all you gotta do is become a level 2 member to become a mobile task force captain. So if you're talking about that, then that's all you gotta do. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to Say. It used to be the O5 personal functions area, but it was redesigned and renamed. And it's called VIP Plus because of the regular VIP room up here closer to us. VIP Plus. I mean, Executive Lounge I get, but VIP and VIP. So who uses the VIP room then? Because I'm not using a VIP room, and I'm level 4 under the Overseers who are level 5. If level 5 if the Overseers are using the VIP Plus, does that mean that there's a VIP room I just haven't been using? Sleep-deprived Dragon of the Night, thank you for sending a floating heart to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they are feeling the love right now. Likes have exceeded viewers. You are correct. 369 Destroyer, as well as multiple people who I did see saying that earlier, but I had to keep talking about something else, so I did not acknowledge it. You are correct that we have now got the likes well above the viewer count, and thanks to that, thanks to your hitting that like button, the YouTube Shorts algorithm is going to bring us more people to watch the stream, more people who will see the trailer of SCP the anime, and hopefully give to its Kickstarter. So by hitting that like button, you have done a small part as a member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, to help support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc., etc. So we thank you for your service. Keep up the good work. Looking at the Kickstarter, it is jumped up to $34,593. So we are making progress, but that's 34,617, 34,741. It is just going up. Hell yeah, people. Hell yeah. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to say, yes, it used to be a storage room, but when they completely redid level 6 to be mostly storage, they turned it into a VIP room for level 4s and their, quote, +1s. Well, I wonder who my +1 is going to be. Oh, maybe Jeff has accidentally broken into site again. Jeff would be fun to go with. Intern D's, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some almonds on your way past the commissary. And since you didn't send a message with your donation, simply thank you for your generosity. Sorry, the chat delay reached Desk's outrage about my choice of +1. SCP-008-J is, a good hang. What can I say? And trolling Desk is also fun. Time check. Well, we are currently at 110 minutes out of this 90-minute stream, so looks like I had a little extra energy after all. I think we will end it with 10 more minutes. We'll call it 10 more minutes left in stream, people. D's almonds, I see what you did there. You're damn right you did, Dr. John Smith. You're damn right you did. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to say. It could be anyone. I have been invited by the level 4 researchers so much, they started making a whole guest passes. Well, aren't you the popular one? All right, social butterfly, I see you. Intern Millennium and Jammy, welcome to Site42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Intern Names, thank you for sending a party hat to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will celebrate accordingly. Dr. Sherman, yesterday I told you about the 7538s, which would not get on the ceiling because they act just like dogs. Yeah, but they're swimming in the air. Why wouldn't they go up to the ceiling too? They can fly. But they aren't the only SCP based on those toys. 7816 by the same author is too. By the same author? Is this person just obsessed with those little shark plushies? Huh. And that means that we've got 3 documents on the database about them, because that means 2 SCPs and an SPC. Yep, that is another... Why are there so many Blahhouse? We need to ask Father Johan. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to say. I did redo the tech and power in that room last time it all broke, so I guess it was a thank you. Oh, okay. Well, that is very helpful, yes. I wonder if Furniture Store has an issue with this. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I have managed to cite this stream in an academic paper. How? In what manner does this chaos merit being listed in an academic paper? How? Yes, intern Lucas, I can say SCP-2521 because our stream is protected from cognitohazards such as that and mimetic phrases. It is a benefit of having the desk as our stream moderator. If Jeff isn't available, you could always take SCP-507. It's always a good guy to hang around with. Yeah, 507 is a pretty righteous dude as well. Very fun to play some Xbox with. So, yeah, I guess if 008-J is out of town, we could use 507 as a backup. Easy. The paper is on the inability to focus on a single thing. I'm focusing on this while writing said paper. Ah, multitasking, ADHD, neurodivergence. That tracks. Happy to help your grade. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to say. Honestly, I'm probably not level 4 because they try to limit the amount of anomalous researchers with level 4 access. Well, hold on just a second. Security clearance levels of the SCP Foundation. Level 4 security clearances are given to senior administration that require access to site-wide and or regional intelligence, as well as long-term strategic data regarding Foundation operations and research projects. Level 4 security clearances are typically only held by site directors, security directors, or mobile task force commanders. So that would be your level 4 researcher cadre. Most senior research staff, project managers, security officers, response team members, and mobile task force operatives hold a level 3 security clearance. And so you don't need level 4 until you're going up to regional or site-wide situations and long-term strategic data. Intern Connor, thank you for sending a bronze medal to today's Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure they will enjoy the award, but will continue to strive for silver or gold. Researcher TW, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. I just saw the trailer. I'm quite excited to see the full thing through. Hoping we get to see 999 as well as some other favorites. That would be nice. I was surprised to see the 1762s. And they look real good flying. They really put the animation in there. So, that was very nice. I do look forward to seeing what SCPs they end up using in SCP Gallionic. Orange Cloud, thank you for donating again to say, okay, I guess the majority of people in the VIP lounge just like lab coats, I guess. Well, most staff on site are researchers. I would say we have facilities, we have security, but the majority of staff on site at any time is researchers. We have a lot of projects going, you know. I mean, lab coats are hot. I've dated multiple people who wear lab coats. I also worked in genetics lab, lol. I mean, they are a pretty good accessory. It's a good, you get the right fit. Mwah. Very beneficial to our evil and sexy plans. Remember, just because you're asexual doesn't mean that you can't be a real hot something or other. Dr. Sherman, what are your thoughts on SCP Explained? I've been watching a bit of it, and I have heard mixed opinions. Intern Delta of the SCP animated, what I call the low-effort animation channels, Explained, Bob, Void, and Rubber. Of the low-effort ones, I would say that Explained is in the top 50%, along with Bob. I think they are slightly better than Void and Rubber, but I'm not a huge fan of them. They do a better job keeping accurate to the articles than Void or Rubber ever did. And the voice of SCP Explained, Hunter, is also in SCP Gallionic. So that's a little nice crossover right there. I hate switching to Kickstarter, if only because it burns my eyes every time. It is just past $35,000 on its Kickstarter. Only 50 to go. Keep going, Gallionic. Keep going. What was the favorite SCP YouTuber of yours again, Dr. Sherman? You're talking about Raddiger. Raddiger, Raddagher. SCP author, kidnapper of SCP YouTube content creators extraordinaire, able to defeat every SCP in combat with her strong punches. We revere and fear the Raddiger. Also, their SCP videos and podcasts are quite good. But Site-42 staff, we are at the 2-hour mark. We have successfully made it to the end of stream. And as I do at the end of every stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Now, I'm not going to tell you that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote, but if you want to see the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site-42 Hub on the SCP database. There you can see the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're on my author page, one tab over from there is a list of links. Links that people want to check out sometimes, but they just don't think hard enough to find them, which is very sad for them. But if you, the clever people in the Containment Hazard Assessment team, find those links, you'll be able to become a Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member if you want to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat if you want to donate to us one at a time. You can purchase some SCP Foundation merch from the SCP store, courtesy of us commissioning the designs. And of course, while monetary donations are very generously appreciated, and we thank you for your service at keeping Site-42's lights on, today we have the Kickstarters for SCP Eye of the Beholder, the audio narrative original podcast with a stacked voice cast doing great work, as well as SCP Gallionic, the SCP anime. 2 Kickstarters for SCP projects, which you can find at beacons.ai/site42. Beacons.ai/site42 is our support link where you can follow us on other forms of social media in case you want updates from us sooner than the daily YouTube stream. Because, oh boy, do I tweet a lot. So, we appreciate you guys for your generosity to both ourselves as well as the projects we support. And that means you too, Broke Gang. If you cannot afford to donate, and trust me, we get it. We're an SCP community. We're artists. We have starving artists all over the place for a reason. You can still help us out as well as the projects we support when you like, comment, share, subscribe, chat. When you do all the YouTube things, not just for us, but also for the SCP projects we support. Go to that Kickstarter page and share it around. Get it in front of people's eyes. People who also might think it's cool and share it. People who might talk about it. People who might want to donate to it. So, Mobile Task Force Side-42 codename Signal Boosters, when you properly help out the algorithmic side of things, you are helping us to support the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, podcasters, etc. And we thank you very much for that. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-304-308, that's just Spooky-J, 5031-517-5530-8980. Content warning on the last one is a rough read. Site-42 staff. There's been another Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Give me a reason to end this discussion, to break with tradition, to fold and divide. 'Cause I hate the ocean, theme parks, and airplanes, talking with strangers waiting in line. I'm through with these pills that make me sit still. Are you feeling fine? Yes, I feel just fine. Tell me that you're alright. Yeah, everything is alright. Oh, please tell me that you're alright. Yeah, everything is alright. The credit song is Everything is Alright by Motion City Soundtrack. Be safe, be well, Site-42 staff. Secure, contain, protect.